Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gemma, and today we're diving deep into a topic that, let's be honest, most of us have wrestled with at some point. If your wallet is wheezing, if your bank account seems to be allergic to deposits, and if payday feels less like a financial boost and more like a magic trick where your money just vanishes into thin air, then guess what? This video is specifically, absolutely, 100% for you. You've clicked on the right place at the right time because we're about to change how you look at your finances, even when things feel incredibly tight. We're not here to talk about complicated financial theories or strategies that only work if you've already got a pile of cash sitting around. No, today we're breaking down how to budget your money, even if you're totally broke, with simple, no BS strategies that actually work for real people living real lives with real financial pressures. I'm talking about actionable steps you can take right now today to start getting a handle on your cash flow, reduce that money stress, and begin building a bit of breathing room, no matter what your income looks like. Forget the confusing jargon and the overwhelming spreadsheets that make you want to give up before you even start. We're going to keep it straightforward, practical, and most importantly, effective. My goal here is to empower you with the knowledge and the tools to take control of your financial situation, one step at a time. So, if you're ready to stop feeling like your money controls you and start being the one in charge, stick around. Let's do this. All right, first things first. Before we even whisper the word save or dare to open a spreadsheet, we absolutely have to talk about awareness. Think about it. You can't fix a leak if you don't know where the water is coming from, right? The same exact principle applies to your money. You simply cannot budget what you don't track. It's the foundational step, the bedrock upon which all other financial progress is built. Without this, you're essentially flying blind, hoping for the best, and that's a recipe for continued frustration and that feeling of your money just vanishing. So, here's your first mission, should you choose to accept it. I want you to take a really honest, no-judgment look at your last 30 days of spending. And I mean everything. Every coffee, every subscription you forgot you had, every little impulse buy, every bill. Pull up your bank statements, your credit card statements, any payment apps you use. This isn't about making yourself feel bad, it's about gathering data. You're a detective, and your spending habits are the clues. We need to understand the current reality before we can start to shape a new one. You might genuinely be shocked, and that's okay. It's incredibly common. So many of us are on autopilot with our spending, and those little $5 purchases here, $10 charges there, they add up to a significant chunk of change by the end of the month. It's often the small, seemingly insignificant things. The daily latte, the streaming service you haven't watched in 6 months, the takeout you grab because you're too tired to cook, that are the biggest culprits in derailing our financial goals without us even realizing it. This exercise is designed to bring those patterns to light. This initial step of tracking isn't about restriction, it's about illumination. It's like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see everything clearly, where the furniture is, where the obstacles are, and where you might be tripping up. You'll start to identify patterns. Maybe you spend more on weekends, or perhaps online shopping is a bigger black hole than you thought. This awareness is power. It's the critical first piece of the puzzle. Because knowledge of your habits is the only way you can begin to consciously change them for the better. The goal here isn't to achieve perfection from day one or to make yourself feel guilty about past choices. Absolutely not. The goal is to gain clarity. Okay, so you've bravely faced your spending habits. You've tracked your cash for 30 days, and now you have a much clearer picture of where it's all been going. Give yourself a pat on the back for that. Because honestly, that's often the hardest part, just getting started and facing the numbers. Now that you have that crucial awareness, it's time to give your money some direction, some structure. It's time to actually build a budget. And no, it doesn't have to be scary or complicated. The key is to find a method that resonates with you. There are countless budgeting methods out there, but let's focus on a few simple, effective ones that are particularly good when you're trying to make every dollar count. The first one we'll look at is the 50-30-20 rule. This is a super popular and straightforward approach. You divide your after-tax income into 3 categories, 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings or debt repayment. It's beautifully simple in its concept, offering a clear framework without getting too bogged down in tiny details. Another fantastic method, especially if you find detailed tracking a bit much, is pay yourself first. The philosophy here is simple but incredibly powerful. Before you pay any bills, before you buy groceries, before you spend a dime on anything else, you allocate a certain amount or percentage of your income to your savings. You prioritize your future self. This could be a set dollar amount, say $50 or $100 per paycheck, or a percentage, like 5% or 10% of whatever comes in. The magic is making it automatic. The beauty of Pay Yourself First is that it flips the traditional budgeting script. Instead of saving what's left over after spending, which, when you're broke, is often nothing, you spend what's left over after saving. You set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a separate savings account on payday. That money is whisked away before you even have a chance to miss it or be tempted to spend it. Then, you manage your expenses with what remains. It forces you to live on slightly less, but ensures your savings are growing consistently. All right, let's talk about cutting back. Because when you're budgeting, especially when money is tight, finding areas to reduce spending is usually part of the equation. But here's the thing. Cutting back often brings up images of a miserable existence, eating instant noodles every night and never having any fun. I want to completely reframe that. We're not aiming to remove joy from your life. We're aiming to remove leaks, those sneaky expenses that drain your wallet without adding significant value. Think of your budget like a boat. If there are small holes in the boat, it doesn't matter how hard you row. You're still going to take on water and eventually sink. Our goal here is to find those holes and patch them up. This isn't about deprivation. It's about efficiency and intentionality. It's about making conscious choices so that your money goes towards things that truly matter to you, rather than disappearing into a void of forgotten subscriptions or overpriced conveniences. One of the first places to look for these leaks is your subscriptions and recurring payments. Go through your bank and credit card statements again, this time specifically looking for anything that auto-renews. Streaming services, gym memberships you don't use, software trials that converted to paid plans, those little monthly app fees. Ask yourself honestly for each one. Am I really using this? Is it bringing me value equivalent to its cost? If the answer is no, or even a hesitant maybe, then unsubscribe. It might only be $10 here, $15 there, but those add up significantly over a year. Next up, let's talk about food. Because for most people, this is one of the biggest variable expenses, and often the easiest place to find savings without feeling like you're truly suffering. Meal prepping, even just for a few meals a week, can be a game changer. Instead of buying lunch every day or resorting to takeout when you're tired, having a healthy pre-made meal ready to go saves you money and often time. Think about making a big batch of chili, soup, or a pasta dish on Sunday that can cover a few lunches or dinners. You don't have to become a gourmet chef overnight. Start small. Now, let's talk about something that can feel almost impossible when you're broke: building an emergency fund. The very idea might make you want to laugh or cry or both. Emergency fund? I can barely cover my emergencies, let alone save for future ones. I hear you, I totally get it. But here's the thing. An emergency fund, even a tiny one, is one of the most powerful tools you can have, especially when money is tight. It's your financial safety net, your buffer against the unexpected. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, any unexpected expense, a car repair, a medical bill, a broken appliance, can send you into a spiral of debt. You might have to put it on a high-interest credit card, take out a payday loan, or borrow from friends and family, all of which just adds more financial stress. An emergency fund, no matter how small to start, is designed to help you break that cycle. It's not about getting rich. It's about creating and peace of mind. So, how do you start an emergency fund when you feel like you have zero extra cash? You start ridiculously small. I'm talking $5 here, $10 there. Seriously, if you found an extra $20 in your budget this month from cutting a subscription or skipping a takeout meal, put 5 or 10 of that into a separate savings account specifically labeled emergency fund. The amount isn't as important in the beginning as the of saving something, anything, regularly. Think about it. If you can manage to squirrel away just $5 a week, that's $20 a month, or $260 a year. Is it a fortune? No. We've talked about tracking your spending, picking a budgeting method, finding ways to cut back, and starting an emergency fund. These are all crucial pieces of the puzzle. But there's one more element that ties them all together and truly makes them effective in the long run: making budgeting a habit, not just a one-time event or something you only think about when you're in a panic. Consistency is where the real magic happens. Think about any other skill you've learned or goal you've achieved. Did you do it perfectly on the first try and then never think about it again? Probably not. Whether it's learning an instrument, getting fit, or mastering a new recipe, it takes regular practice and attention. Managing your money is exactly the same. A budget isn't something you set up once in January and then forget about until next year. It's a living, breathing tool that needs regular check-ins and adjustments. So, how do you turn budgeting into a habit? First, choose a specific day and time to regularly review your finances. This could be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Whatever works best for your pay cycle and your personality. Maybe it's every Sunday morning with your coffee or every other Friday evening after you get paid. Put it in your calendar like any other important appointment, because it's an important appointment. An appointment with your financial well-being. Consistency is key to forming any new habit. During this dedicated budget review time, you'll do a few key things. First, you'll look at what actually came in, your income, and what actually went out, your spending, since your last check-in. Compare this to what you had in your budget. Are you on track? All right, we've covered a lot of ground tracking, methods, cutting back, emergency funds, and building habits. But there's one more crucial piece of advice I need to share, and it's arguably one of the most important for long-term success, especially when you're just starting out or when things feel tough. And that is, forgive yourself when you mess up, and then keep going. Because trust me, you mess up. We all do. Perfection in budgeting is a myth. Life happens. You'll have a week where you blow your food budget. You'll make an impulse purchase you later regret. Maybe you spent $45 on a candle that smelled like nostalgia and a fleeting moment of happiness, only to realize later that it wasn't really in the plan. You'll forget to track some expenses. You might even ignore your budget entirely for a few days or a week when things get overwhelming. This is normal. This is human. This is part of the process. When these moments happen, and they will, the absolute worst thing you can do is beat yourself up, decide you're terrible with money, and give up entirely. That's like getting a flat tire and then slashing the other three. It doesn't help. It just makes things worse. Instead, when you realize you've strayed from your plan, I want you to take a deep breath and then reset. Acknowledge the slip-up, try to understand why it happened without harsh judgment, and then simply get back on track with your next decision. Avoid that all-or-nothing mentality. One unplanned expense or one bad week doesn't mean your entire budget is ruined or that you failed. It's just a data point. It's a learning opportunity. Maybe that impulse buy showed you that you need to build a little more fun money into your budget so you don't feel so deprived. Or perhaps overspending on groceries means you need to be more realistic about your food costs or find new ways to save in that category. This brings me back to Morgan Housel and his incredible insights he says, and this is so powerful. This isn't about having a PhD in economics. It's about your actions, your reactions, your habits, and your mindset. It's about how you respond to setbacks. So there you have it. Some simple, no BS strategies for budgeting your money even when you feel like you're running on fumes. I truly hope this breakdown has given you some clarity, some actionable steps, and maybe even a little bit of motivation to take control of your finances. Remember, this isn't about achieving perfection overnight. It's about making small, consistent changes that add up over time. Even the smallest step forward is still progress, and you're capable of making that progress starting today. If this video gave you any aha moments or just saved you from buying your fourth iced coffee today, do me a huge favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future content designed to help you win with your money. Your engagement really helps the channel grow and allows me to keep creating helpful videos like this one. And I genuinely love hearing from you all, so please drop a comment below. Let me know, what's your go-to broke but brilliant budgeting tip? Share your wisdom, you never know who you might help. Or just tell me what your biggest money struggle is right now. I read the comments and I'll do my best to reply and offer some thoughts. And hey, if you want to dive deeper into the mindset behind money, I can't recommend by Morgan Housel enough. Go grab a copy. It's a fantastic read that offers incredible insight into how real people think and behave with money. It's a total game changer. No MBA required, I promise. You've got this. And your bank account? It's about to feel a lot less lonely. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.